We are testing this. Let's see. Refresh, refresh, refresh. Let's see. It works. It works. Well, we are gathered here today to to honor what was a season by the Minnesota Vikings. We're honoring. Well, I don't know. It was a season like any other. Now, before I do get started, um, in a handful of hours at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be joining a couple other Viking fans um, uh, to do a recap of the season. But I do want to do a little bit of a recap here too. So I will. Where is it? It is going to be. Got it. I have it here. I also will talk about it at the end um, here too. But yes, Snowman, Alex, Trey. So a little recap of the game that was the press conference that Quasey and Kevin O'Connell had. Another reason why I want to wait for this, but so I'll give my thoughts on all of that here. But also, I'm going to be doing a collab in a couple hours with a Gage and Allie. I think that's what he said. Um, we'll be doing that on that channel with a couple other Viking fans at Autism Sports. So that collab will be happening at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So 8 p.m. Eastern. So I don't know how long it's going to be, but we're going to do a recap there. I'm gonna do. I decided to collab with them and recap there too. So let's get on to the recap. So Vikings obviously losing by a good 3 possessions to the Los Angeles Rams. A lot of things went wrong. Mainly was the offense. Sam Darnold took 9 sacks, 9 points. So it it was mostly Sam Darnold's fault when it came to most of those sacks. Now, the interior offensive line is still a big thing to fix, but on a good number of those sacks, as Paul Allen, if you've maybe I think maybe some people have heard some clips here and there. Why holding on to the ball? Like it was getting to a point where it was like, oh, it wasn't you knew it wasn't the offensive line, like a good chunk of the it was becoming more of Sam Darnold's fault throughout the rest of the game. He held on to the ball, just couldn't throw it away. There was definitely so not as much as in the Lions game, but in the Rams game, there was definitely a lot more. How can I say this? Open. I mean, there was still there was still open receivers, but but not as much as there was in the red zone as against the Lions, where Sam was just overthrowing them. But taking all of those sacks, you gotta live to fight another down. We need to be in more second and third manageable positions. And with that type of play and decision making, the cold feet in the worst scenarios, you just cannot have that. Sam Darnold went 25 for 40, 245, 1 touchdown, and also had the 1 interception. Not only that, but he also lost a fumble. It was a strip sack. He held onto the ball too long, and just got strip sacked in return for a touchdown. Of course, there was potentially another strip sack touchdown this game, but that was called back. Would it have done a lot? I mean, it would have tied the game, maybe a little bit momentum shift, but maybe it would have been a little closer, but I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe instead of 27-9, it's 27-16 or 17. I have no idea. So, but Darnold did not play a good game. Um, I he just had cold feet, and we need a quarterback that can play good in clutch situations. Sam Darnold, a great regular season quarterback in the postseason, just and in big situations like that Week 18 game against the Lions for that number one seed, just could not get it done. So we're hoping that we have Game JJ McCarthy. He won the college football championship. He's been in these big situations before. He's even more mobile than Sam Darnold. So we're hoping that and also just fixing, as I said, the interior offensive line in changing some pieces that's what we need. I know interior defensive line is also a big thing, but since you want to build, I think building around the quarterback is more important. So we don't have a lot of draft picks. So we're gonna have to do a lot of free agencies stuff. So I would try to build as much as you can in the interior offensive line. If it's all free agency in the interior offensive line, or couple of them, and then one in the draft, whatever it takes, and then we'll see. I mean, we have 70 some $million in cap space. We have a lot now. No more Kirk contract, Daniil contract, whatever. But I do think there are some pieces that we do need to re-sign. One of them, well, I'll just say a couple. I'll just say a couple of them. But obviously, your Van Ginkel. I know Grenard has been the best. Has been a bit. So, well, not the best. Well, he has been. It's between him and Van Ginkel, but I think Van Ginkel over Grenard. But Grenard still try to get, if you can get him back. Those two have been very impactful on the Brian Flores defense. But of course, the other thing is, obviously, will Brian Flores be back? There's a lot to unpack with this. We still have to wait to see if Brian Flores is going to get one of those shots. I don't know. But we know one of them has already been filled. Patriots, Mike Vrabel. Do I think Brian Flores gets it this time? It's jealous of me to say, I hope he doesn't. But, I think in this cycle, there's a chance. I get the feeling that he will be back through this cycle. And then, but if I say the next cycle of head coaches, I'm going to have to say then no. So maybe be back for one more season. And then after that, we will see. I think you need to sort of build on the resume more, especially after everything that happened in his last head coaching experience. You just need to take some time. Need just a little bit more. I think just a little bit more time to build himself back up. So, but the two sacks we had tonight, Cashman, Van Ginkel, with Cashman having the biggest impact. I'm not just saying the one, he got the scoop and score that didn't count, but he also got a lot of pressures, a lot of sacks, and he's been very impactful on our defense. And he's from Minnesota. I think Cashman, it definitely, you see a big difference in the rushing defense when he is in versus when he is not in. But so I think Cashman and Van Ginkel definitely need to stay. If we can afford, if we just trying to get the key pieces on, if we're also trying to get interior offense line as well. And then Grenard, I would like to have back. We'll see what everyone is going to have to command. So those are sort of what I'm feeling right now. And then of course we have Cam Bynum, and then who we'll see. I mean, we'll see if we have to re-sign him, and then Harrison Smith. That post-game press conference, Harrison Smith, that was emotional. Is that going to be his last game? I don't know. I think he is willing to maybe take a team-friendly deal, another 1-year free team-friendly deal. But I think Harrison Smith maybe has just like one more year left in him. Still very good, but yeah. But talking about the rest. Anything else on the defense I missed? No. Rushing, that needs to be fixed. Going back to the offense, just more willingness to run the ball. Kevin O'Connell really likes to get caught up in his in the passing game, just being the quarterback, what he is. And Aaron Jones wasn't that productive, only had 48 yards. Cam Akers had 39 yards, so total of 87, which is not too bad. You guess Sam Darnold 19 yards, 106 yards total, but I don't know. I just also feel like there was also it's a combination of that, but also like taking the sacks too, because then it forces you to do that. But early on in the game, there wasn't. It's just I don't know. I just don't know. But I think with an interior offensive line, that would absolutely help us. Now, talking about the Rams. The Rams actually did not. We scored more points in the second half than the Rams. So a little pat on the back for that. We can give ourselves a pat on the back. The Flores defense in the second half clamped down, and only allowing 3 points. So that gave the Vikings offense a chance to actually do something. But of course, they only got the 1 touchdown, which was very frustrating. Now, I'm not saying if the offense would just have been, more consistent, if they could have hit on almost every single drive, maybe they get back into this game. But we just couldn't. We just absolutely couldn't. And it's just a shame. It really is just a shame, because while the defense on the first drive, especially that first drive and the last drive of the second half, was not was not great. While it was not great on those opening and ending half, it played fine for the most part. We got the opportunities, but yeah. Cooper Kupp only allowed the 1 catch to. Puka only had 44 yards. I mean, like, relative for the most part, we shut him. For the most part, except for those, 2 big drives. I mean, we held our own. It's just that, again, offense couldn't do it. So I know this defense can improve, and with the better scheming, and maybe some minor tweaks, like I said, in the interior defense line, that can help. I don't know, the blitzing. Are we still going to be blitzing all the time? I don't know. I mean, with Brian Flores, it seems like it. but maybe more calculated blitzes. Because I know that especially we were blitzing, especially on the early downs, but not like on third down a lot. Maybe you have to do a mixture of that. I don't know. I'm not a defensive coordinator. Kyron Williams had 76 yards on the ground, so he did relatively okay on the ground. And Matthew Stafford, I mean, he had his way in the first, like I said, in the first half. Great. He was perfect, for the first 12 passes, I think, or something like that. He was 19 27, 209, and 2 touchdowns. So there's that. Will Riker didn't miss, so yay. Hopefully this offseason he can get back mentally there, because I knew after he came back from the injury, he just wasn't really himself. So he takes this offseason, really takes it in, and he'll come back stronger than ever next season. For the Vikings, I know I talked about the rushing. The receiving was T.J. Hawkinson, the one who got the touchdown, 5 catches, 64 yards and a touchdown. Jefferson, 58 yards, and Addison, 29 yards. I mean, you just cannot have that. You just cannot have that. And the one positive thing I can take from this game is that we're not going to have a QB controversy. That I can say. Because you need a guy who's mentally. I think there's just this thing with mentality. Kirk Cousins is known for getting his head a lot. Sam Darnold, I know he never went to the playoffs or been in those big spots before, but he got cold feet. You just need a guy who has been through or has the mentality, because football is very, it's a physical sport. It's really a lot of mental too. And Kirk and Sam, in the big moments, they just couldn't get it. They just couldn't do it. And I think what was the last quarterback maybe to not, I don't know, Case Keenum. I mean, Case Keenum, not saying, he would have, not saying anything, he would have in the future, the extent, whatever. But Case, he was just mostly backups or backup or whatever, and bounced around, and he was just slinging. He was just slinging it. And got us the NFC Championship game, of course, off of miracle, but you get the point. And that's a reason why when Darnold was getting sacked so much and holding on to the ball, just put in Nick Mullins, because Nick Mullins, he would have just been slinging it. Honestly, he says it would have just been that same mentality like Case Keenum. Just freaking throw the ball. So I would have rather had Nick Mullins in at a certain point. I don't know what time I tweeted it at, but Nick Mullins is the answer. In that point, not the future. Not the future. Just want to make that clear. But Nick Mullins can stay on the backup squad if he wants to. JJ should be that quarterback one. Daniel Jones, you can maybe put at 2. Nick Mullins 3. So that's sort of where I'm sort of really at right now. Because I would love to see Daniel Jones come have him back and just learn under JJ, and just maybe see what he got. Daniel Jones knows how to win a playoff game. I mean, yes, it was against Ed Donatel defense, but he at least is a little battle tested. So yeah. What else I want to say? Oh yes, the press conference. The press conference. Since we basically covered what I wanted to talk about in the actual game. One other thing. Actually, one other thing. the play calling also. While a lot of it was Sam Darnold's fault, we need to sort of get away from too many long developing plays. We need to get some more slant routes in there or something like that. So just saying. So getting to the press conference, there was a lot of noise made about the press conference that well, two things. One of them was very stupid in my opinion. The other one I'm like, that's interesting. Then you pointed out. The first one is, oh, Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell not wearing Vikings gear. No, it was just Kevin O'Connell. I think it was just Kevin O'Connell. I don't know. Maybe it was both. But not wearing Vikings gear, blah, 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 blah. No, we're not doing that. We're not really. I mean, like, and then one of our beat writers, Kevin Cipher from ESPN, pointed out there's been other times he hasn't worn Viking gear during the season, usually on practice days. So that right there, just whatever. The second one, though, was they didn't do their press conference together. Now that, of course, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. The last two times I've watched their end of season press conference, they do it together. Hello. They did their end of season press conference together, and does that mean anything if that they did it separate? I don't want to read too far hard into it. Now I hope that their relationship is still good and all that. But I'm not going to read too much into it unless we get some rumblings or whatever. So, but Kevin O'Connell hopefully is staying. There was talks from both Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell from ownership that they were in good talks. So hopefully we can get those extensions. I think they should probably be extended until the end of JJ McCarthy's contract / also 5th year option. So both their contracts ends next year. So if they're going to resign, so that's JJ. So that'll be the end of JJ McCarthy's 2nd year. So I think they will get a 3-year extension. So that will cover JJ McCarthy's final 2 years and then the 5th year option. So that is sort of my opinion on the extension, because they are sort of tied to JJ McCarthy. If JJ McCarthy does not work out, I don't know. Might be then be out the door. But I feel good about Kevin O'Connell trying to develop JJ McCarthy, quarterback whisperer, whatever you want to say. He tries to get the most out of all of his quarterbacks. So, but there was the acknowledgement that we do need to fix some things on the interior. Now, an example I do remember, if you remember the Chiefs and the Buccaneers Super Bowl, the Chiefs, their offensive line got absolutely destroyed by the Buccaneers. And what did they do in the offseason? Boom, 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 boom. They made a whole load of changes, and their offensive line has been pretty good ever since. So, you probably missed what I was going to say. So Darnold, he gone. Unless you somehow get him for some team-friendly deal, I don't. You have to get rid. You have to get rid of him. And I love what he did during the regular season, but Darnold cannot be the star. Daniel Jones, though. Daniel Jones can be the backup. So, franchise tag him. I don't know how much that's going to cost. How much does franchise tag? $38 million for 1 year. That would be, yeah. I don't know. That's a big. That's a big. That's a that. I don't know. We can't do that. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't justify that. I cannot justify that. So JJ McCarthy, Daniel. So it needs to be some type of lower contract than that. If you're gonna do a 1 year extension, it needs to be much. It's got to be lower than that. So we know JJ. Hello, Luke. We know JJ McCarthy is the future, and that future is happening next year. So, so we're gonna have JJ to JJ, JJ to TJ, JJ to JA, yeah, Jordan Addison. So, I'm relatively, intrigued, excited about the future. Honestly, just to have a young QB to lead this team, and you know, um, and a coach that hopefully can and a coach who will, even though yes, the last two performances, even though they don't count it in voting, kid will still be coach of the year. Um, but that he will do his best with JJ McCarthy. I know we have another person who made it. Oh God, who is it? I saw it today. Viking OC, Vikings OC assistant. He made it to the second. He made it to the second round. Um, okay, so the Vikings assistant coach survives first round of cuts for Seahawks OC job. McCown does help with that too. I'm not going to discount that whatsoever. Yeah, just the one toward the line. So it is just the one toward the awards. So it's just the regular season. So, but I still hope that if people are voting by the way that it's been voted on before in terms of expectations, then it should be Kevin O'Connell. So, and then we'll see what happens with I don't know what the comeback player of the year, what that's going to be voted upon. Hell, I don't even know. I sort of started my NFL honors predictions. That video usually comes out sometime after the conference championship, but definitely and sometime before the NFL honors. So, I mean, it's sort of that, or it's. I mean, you the top two are division rivals. So, thought you were looking who's. Oh no, the Jets. Josh McCown is only going to be interviewing is only in consideration for the Jets. Now, of course, that's a big part of that because he played there. But I just know that certain coordinators who are applying um for jobs that they're The organization is a big key thing too. I know Brian Flores is not just going to pick anyone. Jets are going to do Jets things, and I don't know what the Jets are going to do. I just want, number one, I'm hoping we can keep as many guys as we can. But of course, second up, I hope that I really hope that Ben Johnson goes somewhere. That's not the Bears. Anywhere but the Bears. That's just all I'm hoping. But if he goes to the Bears, I don't know. I mean, how much? We'll see how much change there would be. Just not the Bears or the Jets. Yeah. The thing is, like, I could see Ben Johnson making some changes to the Bears. I just don't see it with the Jets. Like, he can make as much improvement as he can, but I don't know how you fix the Jets. Bears, they could find a way, but the thing is, I don't think the Bears are going to hire, because they're not going to hire. They don't hire good head coaches. They just do not. Bears do not hire good head coaches whatsoever. And then Aaron Glenn for the Lions. We'll see if he gets one. I think it's more likely that Ben Johnson gets a job than Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn, it's sort of, when all of your defense players get hurt, it's hard to really evaluate how good you are. So that's just, I think he needs more. Aaron Glenn needs more time with a healthy offense. So, I mean, healthy defense. Oh my gosh. My gosh. Yeah. And I don't know. And Jeff Halfley. Jeff Halfley is another one. I think he would be very good, maybe, on the Jets. What up? I mean, so in terms of coordinators for my division, I want gone Ben Johnson. I think one team has. Let me find the team. I think maybe it was the Jets. I think it was the Jets. It actually was the Jets. If I'm not, I think so. Have they I could have yeah. Now I do remember. I visually remember that now. Yeah. So Jeff Halfley, there has been one request from the Jets. So that would be interesting if Jeff Halfley. So Jeff Halfley to the Jets. Now, one thing I think we can agree on: Mike McCarthy to the Bears. McCarthy, yeah. Can we agree on Mike McCarthy to the Bears? I don't know where he's going to go. If he's going to get a job, I don't know. Yes. Mike McCarthy. The Bears, let's go. Because that's the move they're going to make. and I mean, technically yes, but Aaron Rodgers, had a big part in that. Well, I should say that specific team was more of the defense. I could also say too, but you get the point. You get the point. He hasn't been really that good ever since toward the end of his Green Bay tenure and all of his Dallas tenure. So, but I don't know. I I don't know what other spots. There's Raiders. Um, oh, the Raiders. Talk about the Raiders. I think the Raiders are going to get Sam Darnold. That is just my prediction. Um, just seems like the most logical one, just because they're not drafting as high as some other quarterback needy teams. So I think that is going to be my official prediction to where Sam Darnold is going. And they can just burn money there. What were the other ones? Bears. Who else? NFC side of MetLife. Giants is an up. Darnold going to the NFC side of Met. No. The Giants have the what pick? NFL draft. We're gonna go to NFL draft order. NFL draft order. Giants have the third pick. So they could. I think they can. So what is it? There's like two quarter. I'm not gonna try to go too in depth. With the draft as of now, but I know there's like two top quarterbacks like Shadur Sanders. Who's the other one? Who's the other one? I can't think off the top of my head. That would be a good option. They could date two quarterback like yours or Mill. QB draft prospects. What the other one? Cam Ward. That could be an option. I mean, so okay. That could, yeah, because your quarterback that they're going to draft is not going to cost a lot of money. So you just be paying really, contract of Sam Darnold. Now, how much is Sam Darnold going to command? Well, I don't know. It's definitely not the $54 million that he was projected before the Lions game. I know it's now like $40 million or something like that. So, yeah. But overall, I mean, the NFL season is not done yet, but and like I say, 1 year, 22 million sounds about right because we gave him 1 year, 10 million, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, there's just a lot of moves that need to be made. I I still have to, play around with the cap space. Like, I think for the Vikings, it's gonna be a lot because of their lack of picks this year. It's gonna be a lot more free agency um, based for the Vikings, because the Vikings. Let me just look. 2025. So Vikings. Okay, we're good. Disconnect there for a moment. We're good. We got 3 picks. That's without the comp picks, because we know at least we're going to get 1 third-round comp pick. We're definitely good, and then we're going to get, I don't know how many more comp picks after that, based on we're going to definitely get I don't know. So we have 3 picks right now, 1 in the first and then 2 in the 5th. So no day 2 picks yet until we get the trade comp. So hopefully we get 5 to 6 picks by the end of when they give out the comp picks. When did they give out the comp picks? I think it's sometime after free agency, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. But yeah, I know it's sometime through. I We could trade down. I mean, that is true. The thing is, we only got our first. I mean, we got the first round pick. I don't want to go into it too much until free agency is done. If we do not need a lot after free agency, then we might not have to trade down too much. But I know it's something like that. So, yeah. And don't know how many picks. I'm pretty sure the Packers. The Packers currently have 7 picks. So, and the Bills currently have 7 picks. So, yeah, anything can happen in the draft, which is going to be in Green Bay. So, I hope we can get an interior offensive lineman. So, so talking about interior offensive lineman, hopefully we can finally cut a couple of offensive linemen in the offseason and then sign some new ones. I don't think I need to say one person's name. One of them, of course, is Garrett Bradbury, undersized. And he's had his moments, but no. The other one, obviously, Ed Ingram. Ed Ingram needs to freaking be cut. We benched him toward the end of the season and put in Dalton Reisner. But Ed Ingram needs to officially go. He needs to go. Him, Garrett Bradbury need to go. Reisner, if it's a team-friendly deal, Blake Brandel, the other guard, he was playing good when Christian Darrisaw was there. When Christian Darrisaw got hurt against the Rams, Blake Brandel went. So, not saying he played absolutely bad, but he played a lot worse just because there was a lot more pressure. Cam Robinson, if you want to have him as a backup, fine, but only for backup purposes, backup money. But so definitely Bradbury, Ingram cut for sure, and then so just need a new center in free agency, and then another guard would be good. So just at least two of the three interior offensive linemen, and then maybe another free agent interior defense lineman. I don't know who, but that is the hope. That is the hope. We cannot be like Spielman. We could Spielman and do that. Kwesi, I'm looking at you, Kwesi. Don't hold on to bad linemen. Please do not. We just can't keep doing this anymore. In order to have a run game, in order to help our quarterback, you need an offensive line. Offensive lines are the key to having a good offense. Look at the Detroit Lions. They do very well on offense because they got an offensive line. So do that, please. Because you got Darrisaw, who is one of the best tackles in the league. You got Brian O'Neill, who's very good. Everything else is trash. Of course, talking about the Lions, just real quick. Please, Commanders, I know it's unlikely. Please get the job done. If not, then either the Eagles or the Rams. And maybe the Rams, just so we can say we lost to the Super Bowl champions. I don't know. And also, it would be funny, Matthew Stafford beating the Lions to go to the Super Bowl. Not sure if this was brought up earlier, but do you think we keep Jones or have Akers? I think I would be. We need to see what happens with the offensive line first. I don't know. I would like to have Jones and or Akers back. Either one of the two. Both would be very tough, but the offensive line is going to be a very key thing. If it's a good enough offensive line, Obviously, you want to. I think you can definitely keep Jones. Jones um, has definitely found more success than like Alexander Madison, for example, when we had him. Um, and he's just made more of an impact so far. I mean, impact in some years. But I think as he gets older, we definitely need a better offensive line for him. Cam Akers, a little bit more mobility. Maybe not as great as a pass catcher as Aaron Jones. So I mean, there's some ups and downs. I like Aaron Jones, keeping Aaron Jones for pass catching abilities. So um, we'll see what happens in the offseason. I don't know, but I think it's a numbers game. It is a real numbers game. Um, Anything else? Well, not that I can think of. One thing. One thing. I'm just gonna express this. Anybody who is suggesting Aaron Rodgers to the Vikings, no, 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 just no. Because if that ever happens, I would absolutely lose it. I would absolutely lose it. It just cannot happen. It just cannot happen. So, yeah. I don't know, just man, I don't know. I don't know. I'm fine. I'm fine. I need to save my sanity. I need to save my sanity. Because let's just say if Rodgers somehow won the Super Bowl with the Vikings. You needed Aaron Rodgers to win the Super Bowl. Not that he would win the Super Bowl with us anyway. Make that clear. But I can't. He is just locker room disaster guy. But yeah. But I just want to focus on the future with JJ McCarthy, and hopefully he is healthy. He'll be healthy enough. He is currently on track for this coming season. It's in close. Yeah, that is your hope, Luke. But we're hoping. But you know what? I'm hoping that he's going to lead the next big thing. So yeah. So overall, this season was overachieving 14 wins after being projected to get 6.5 wins. by a lot. By the Nets sort of was the medium, 5.5 to 6.5 wins. We overexceeded. That was great times. Everyone had us being last. So, I'm not expecting 14 wins next season just because, we gotta, we got a young QB and all that. No. My expectation for next season, honestly, just to get close to a winning record, 8-9 wins. That's sort of the expectation for next season, especially with a little bit tough a second place schedule. So 8 to 9 wins. I'm hoping for 9-8. That's my goal for next season with JJ McCarthy. 9-8. Let's go. So, hope for the future. Hope for the future. Just like the Broncos. Hope for the future. Anyways, I'll be doing a collab in less than a couple hours with a Vikings fan and someone I'll call actually a couple Viking fans on their channel. It's called Autism Sports, and we're gonna sort of recap, I'm gonna do more in-depth recap of the season there. So if you want, I will actually post it in the I'll post their the live stream's not up yet, so I'll just post it after I'm done here. Maybe I can just post it here. I don't know. But that's it'll be with Gage and Allie. I think that was the message. Yeah, Gage and Allie will be doing that at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. But I just want to make sure I got this video out for everyone here. Just to give my sort of final recaps of just blip it of this past game, and what the future, what could be the future, whatever. So I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out here to I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. Just being here. Just being here. Let's just say being here. Hoping for the best for Wildflower, and hopefully we'll be dancing in the Pink Pony Club. Please, I want him to be dancing in the Pink Pony Club. So, hoping for that. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. This has been Adam, also known as Minnesota Vikings Man 28, and as always, Skull. And thank you all for a good season, even though it didn't end the way I was hoping. Peace.